Who needs an RGB power supply? Well, the correct answer is you, because this looks awesome. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Thermaltake RGB 650 watt. I think this is a bronze rated one, but basically we're going to be checking out. This will be kind of similar for all the different power supplies that Thermal makes that are RGB. Kind of the same experience, but we'll be checking this one out. So it comes in right around $80, and it's got a lot of cool features. But the sad part is, already by taking a look at this, you won't get the sync system. So this will be a separate control for the fans themselves. I'm sure you could always take this apart and go through and modify the fan so you could hook up the lights directly to the system and sync it. Yes, but I don't think that's the safest idea, especially when you have exposed capacitors and things like that. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to go through and unbox this, show you guys what it looks like, and then if you want to see what it looks like in the system, how it looks when we're finally done, I'll be building a PC this upcoming week, and I'll be building this with this system, or building with this power supply in it. You'll be able to see when I boot it up and test it to see what it looks like, and then of course that'll be in that build, and this will be the 1600 or 1060. We'll just say, I think I'll go up to like $1,000 RGB PC, and this will be the most RGB PC liquid cooled that I've ever done in my life. And so this will have RGB RAM, everything you can think of practically will have RGB, and that's kind of what we're going for here. So it's a super RGB system. So that's definitely something you should check out if you're interested, but of course that's what we're going to be putting the system in. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing, and then we'll show you guys what's inside and give you my final thoughts. So let's get into it. Oh, don't you just love unboxings? I mean, I do, but let's be honest, I get to unbox some cool stuff around here. And if you're curious, I actually build these computers. I'm actually trying to start, doing this for a business on the side, of course. It really goes nice with YouTube, so I'm able to actually, unbox some of this stuff, show you guys what it looks like, and then also build a computer for somebody that really enjoys it, and, being able to show that off. So, get this plastic wrap off real quick, and we'll take a nice look at the case over here. So I'm just going to throw that over there, and take a look. So what we got on the bottom, we've got a nice little pop out tab real quick. Actually no, it just slides off. Okay. It slides off like that. Pop that off. And here you are. That's what you're looking at right off the bat. Let's see if I can put this cable up. There we go. And there you go, you're looking at it right there. So we got some instructions, pretty much the default kind of instructions you'd expect. We've got a box of cable, or a bag of cables, which they did a nice job with that one. Good job on them. Then let's take a look at here. So we've got the power cord, and then of course we got some of the power supply, the main attraction here. So I'm going to take this out, of course, so you guys can see what this looks like. Put that down, and we'll also check out the cables in a second. So let's take a look at this power supply, because this is the main attraction I think almost everyone is here for. So let's take a look. So here we are. So for Smart Pro RGB on the side, you kind of got a nice top feature there. You can definitely see the RGB fan going around the center. It's definitely inside there for sure. You can definitely see that, which makes me wonder if if that can be controlled, or you could line it up somehow to modify it. I don't know, but that's the button to control it. And then of course you got some information on the side. It does not operate if the PSU is at low loads. So you have to have a pretty high voltage, which probably means it's going to be difficult if you want to modify it. As I said, I do not recommend modifying the power supply, especially because there's capacitors, unless you really know what you're doing, and actually still don't do it. This is of course very dangerous. I was just thinking it would be kind of important to have it synced up, and I think that'd be something cool to do. I think that just comes off if you want to take that off, and of course the smart fan, stuff like that. Basically on and off. As for the design, I think it looks really cool. And of course, if you want to see this in the system when it's kind of done, of course you can go check that out. But as I said, for the sides and stuff, it looks pretty normal, like a regular power supply. Up top looks like what you kind of expect, which you won't even see the fan. I guess what you might want to do is just have this on the white light, and then you can kind of switch through using the RGB lighting button, which I feel like there should be some better controllers for that, but that's just me. So let's just sit down now and kind of go over the overall thoughts, I guess, of this unboxing. But I mean, everything looks good, and I think, of course, actually we still gotta check out the cables. Let's not forget about the cables, because those are kind of important. And so the bag itself, actually, the bag looks pretty nice. Let's get these cables out. So these are pretty much flat cables. You've got some red ones for the cases, or for the PCIe lanes, or for PCIe power, and everything else looks good. I don't know how much I like the red ones, because they do seem to kind of disbalance the... I don't really know if I like the red on there. I like it kind of all black, so that way it doesn't mess with any colors. So I might have to grab one of my extra ones out and just throw them in there. because I do feel like that's not necessarily the most attractive on the build. So we'll see about if I use those or not. But power cord looks good. Everything else looks good. It looks like let's see what we go over what we got here. So we got one SATA, two SATAs. Yeah, I don't know, an older SATA. I don't remember the name of it actually. Sorry, it's not old SATA. I don't remember what the name of it. Fan adapter, and then of course we got motherboard power as well. So, and do we have a CPU? Or are these one of these CPU? No. Do we have a CPU? Oh, here we are. Sorry, I was getting concerned there for a second. It's like we don't have a CPU option. But there we go. We've got a CPU option there. So we'll definitely check to make sure that, let's see how that looks and stuff. But yeah, looks pretty cool. So thank you very much for watching. Let's get into the final results and final views and stuff, and let's get into it. So overall, my thoughts. Well, it looks really cool. A couple side notes is, of course, these cables are not cool. They look really weird. And the other thing is, this power supply only supports one CPU set or one 8-pin connector, while the motherboard I'm getting supports 12 total, 1 8 and 1 4. And so I might actually have to get a different CPU if I want to overclock, or see a different power supply. Sorry. So I'm going to definitely be doing that, and hopefully getting something more powerful, just so I can have the ability to overclock. Yes, it may cut down a little bit of the RGB, but the system really does need to be a heavy overclocking system. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and of course, as always, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.